World War II left Germany in ruins. Cities were shattered, the economy was devastated, millions were dead. In the war's aftermath, Germany, once a mighty power, faced not only physical rebuilding but also a profound political division. This division, imposed by the victorious Allied powers, would cleave Germany in two for over 4 decades, creating two distinct German states, East Germany and West Germany. The division of Germany was a direct consequence of the escalating Cold War rivalry between the United States and the Soviet Union. These two superpowers, allies during the fight against Nazi Germany, became locked in an ideological struggle that played out on the global stage. Germany, at the heart of Europe, became a focal point of this rivalry. As World War II drew to a close, the Allied powers, the United States, Great Britain, France, and the Soviet Union, agreed to divide Germany into 4 occupation zones. Each power would administer a zone. The Soviet Union occupied the eastern part of Germany, while the United States, Great Britain, and France controlled the west. Berlin, although located deep within the Soviet zone, was also divided into 4 sectors. This division, initially intended as a temporary measure, soon solidified. The Soviet Union, under the leadership of Joseph Stalin, began to impose communist rule on its zone of occupation. The Western Allies, committed to democracy and capitalism, promoted a different vision for the future of their zones. As tensions between East and West escalated, so too did the division of Germany. In 1949, the Soviet zone of occupation was formally transformed into the German Democratic Republic, commonly known as East Germany. The GDR, under the control of the Socialist Unity Party, became a communist state, closely aligned with the Soviet Union. Life in East Germany was marked by state control, economic hardship, and political repression. The SED, modeled after the Communist Party of the Soviet Union, exerted tight control over all aspects of life in East Germany. The economy was centrally planned, with the government dictating production quotas and setting prices. Private property was largely abolished, and industries were nationalized. The Stasi, East Germany's notorious secret police, monitored citizens, suppressed dissent, and created a climate of fear. In contrast to the hardship endured in the East, West Germany experienced a remarkable economic recovery. The Federal Republic of Germany, established in 1949, embraced a market economy and democratic principles. Aided by Marshall Plan aid from the United States, West Germany underwent what became known as the Wirtschaftswunder, or economic miracle. West Germany's economy rapidly industrialized, fueled by a skilled workforce and a commitment to innovation. Consumer goods became widely available, living standards rose dramatically, and West Germany emerged as a major economic power in Europe. The contrast between the economic prosperity of the West and the stagnation of the East became increasingly stark. Section 5. A city divided, the Berlin Wall. The division of Germany was most visible in Berlin. The once unified city was now a divided microcosm of the Cold War. East Berlin, under communist rule, stood in stark contrast to the vibrant capitalist West Berlin. The border between East and West Berlin was porous, and millions of East Germans fled to the West seeking freedom and opportunity. To stem the tide of defections, on August 13, 1961, East German authorities erected the Berlin Wall, a heavily guarded barrier that physically and ideologically divided the city. The construction of the Berlin Wall, made of concrete, barbed wire, and guarded by armed soldiers, became a potent symbol of Cold War division and oppression. Section 6. A bridge in the sky, the Berlin Airlift. Years before the construction of the Berlin Wall, Berlin was the stage for a dramatic standoff between East and West. In 1948, in an attempt to force the Western Allies out of Berlin, the Soviet Union blockaded all land and water access to West Berlin. The city, cut off from supplies, faced a dire situation. In response to the blockade, the United States and its allies launched the Berlin Airlift, a massive humanitarian effort that airlifted food, fuel, medicine, and other essential supplies to the beleaguered citizens of West Berlin. For over a year, planes landed around the clock, providing a lifeline to West Berlin and thwarting Soviet attempts to force the Western Allies out of the city. Section 7. A wall crumbles, yearning for freedom. The Berlin Wall, for nearly 3 decades, stood as an imposing symbol of division and oppression. However, the desire for freedom and reunification burned brightly in the hearts of the German people. In the 1980s, inspired by the reforms of Soviet leader Mikhail Gorbachev and facing growing internal pressure, the East German government began to loosen its grip on power. On November 9, 1989, after a series of peaceful protests, and amidst a wave of euphoria, the Berlin Wall fell. East and West Berliners, long separated, embraced each other, tears of joy streaming down their faces. The fall of the Berlin Wall marked a pivotal moment in history, not only for Germany but also for the world, signaling the beginning of the end of the Cold War. Section 8. Tearing down the Wall, German Reunification. With the fall of the Berlin Wall, the reunification of Germany became an inevitability. Negotiations between East and West Germany, with the involvement of the 4 victorious Allied powers, culminated in the treaty on the final settlement with respect to Germany. Signed in Moscow in September 1990, this treaty paved the way for German reunification. On October 3, 1990, East and West Germany were formally reunified, ending decades of division. The reunification process was not without its challenges. Economic disparities between East and West Germany persisted, and the integration of 2 societies, long separated by ideology and experience, proved complex. However, the German people, with determination and resilience, embarked on the path toward building a unified nation. Section 9. A unified nation, Germany, today. Today, Germany stands as a united, democratic, and prosperous nation. The scars of division are still visible, but the country has made remarkable progress in healing the wounds of the past. Germany plays a leading role in the European Union, advocating for peace, stability, and cooperation. The division of Germany serves as a reminder of the human cost of conflict and the importance of dialogue, understanding, and reconciliation. The reunification of Germany stands as a testament to the enduring human spirit and the power of hope, even in the face of seemingly insurmountable obstacles.